We have a runaway pandemic, and we have a governor who has whipped up confusion and weakened local stay-at-home orders, and until now ignored a debacle in the unemployment office that's now burning people when they need help the most.
The website has been crashing every minute.
Let's start with the unemployment nightmare. It's not just the flood of traffic coming into the site suddenly that's bogging it down like we've seen in other states. Florida's online unemployment system is broken. It's riddled with glitches, and it has been for a long time. Former Governor Rick Scott rolled out this bug-ridden mess that cost taxpayers $77 million. State Senator and Republican Party boss Joe Gruder said somebody should go to jail over that. But then just last year, state auditors warned the new governor, Ron DeSantis, that the unemployment system was still riddled with glitches and bugs. And the governor brushed it off until it just blew up in his face.
We're going to work as fast as we can on it.
Now people desperately seeking benefits are left to wait, and state officials are telling them that they, the people, will be penalized for the state's own incompetence, because the state will not backdate any of the benefits to when people actually lost their jobs.
Will they go back to get their pay from the moment they lost their job? So they're not punished for the fact that it's taking so long to get through their unemployment paperwork?
Understand. The direct answer to that question, they can't go back. They'll get funds, cannot.
And now guess how they're trying to speed things along.
I'm creating a paper application.
Oh, yay.
Yes, and I'm going to have that paper application across the state of Florida.
That's right. The state's plan to speed up jobless claims involves using an electronic system to develop some kind of form that you can then print, then fill out, then send through the mail, wait for it to arrive so that they can open the mail, then scan the printed form back into an electronic system because the electronic system they have is such a disaster.
I realize patience is thin in a situation where people are hurting.
And then came the confusion over the governor's stay-at-home order. Remember, at first he said we didn't need a statewide order because local governments knew what was best. But then he issued a statewide order that undermines and weakens the local orders and even appeared to contradict itself. Well, the governor's order basically says people must stay home unless they need to go out for something essential like food, medicine, playing golf, hanging out on the beach, or going to a gun shop. And then he also okayed religious gatherings days after Hillsborough County arrested a preacher for holding a large church gathering after massive outbreaks in other states trace back to religious gatherings. DeSantis first sent the media version of the order noting that local governments could still ban those gatherings. But then he added an amendment contradicting that, effectively sabotaging local efforts to stop large public gatherings. Meanwhile, the state of Florida continues to face a shortage of supplies, and it continues to lag the nation in COVID-19 testing, in a nation that lags the world, that is now on the fast track to Italy.
We think Italy may be the most comparable area to the United States at this point.
At this point, I think even though there's a lot of places in Florida that have very low infection rates, it makes sense to make this move now.
Well, thankfully, Governor DeSantis says most of the state still has low infection rates, which, come to think of it, he could not possibly know, because the state has tested less than 1/3 of 1% of our population. We'll compare Florida's predicament with other states and options for where we go from here in the next round of Money, Power, and Politics.